Team, this video is for all you out there who just have dodgy knees. Maybe sitting like this is just like a big no for you, or your knees hate going up and down stairs, they get stiff really easily, they're not as strong as you would like. This routine is a great starting point, especially if you don't have access to weights and you want to start taking control of your knee strength, start getting your lower body strong again. This is a very targeted approach. I used to have I had a tear in my medial meniscus a long time ago, and my first approach was just to avoid bending that knee completely. And that is not a great approach. And I can tell you, if I had just started where I was at and just started slowly building the strength, building the range of motion back in my knees, I would have been less afraid to move it and it would have got stronger a lot quicker. So I hope this helps. Let us know in the comments below if this is helpful for you, if this is something you need, if something you want more of, please let us know. And I will say, as well as doing this routine, the other thing I would do, especially if you don't have access to weights yet and you can just do this, is start sitting on the floor. Maybe you're not going to be able to sit quite like this, and check back in our previous videos. We show you modifications on how to sit on the floor if your knees and hips and ankles don't like it. But sitting on the floor just for 5 minutes a day can really help your mobility. All you need is a couple of cushions to elevate your hips and start moving through different exercises to help your mobility first on a daily basis. All right, let's get to the routine. So start with me standing. We're going to spread our toes, feet hip width apart. You're going to grab your fist and pop it between your knees here, giving it just a gentle squeeze. Try not to round the back, try and have a lengthened back. You can bend the knees a little bit to help here. And we're just going to start with some double knee circles. So just getting your knees used to going into different kind of ranges of motion, so it's not afraid to go past that linear boundary. So we'll do 10 in one direction, so keep that connection with the fist. You can circle along the sides of the ankles, and we're going to go through ankles too. I'm going to kind of cover the elements that I think is important to help overcome dodgy knees. Let's go for 3 in the same direction, 2 and 1, and then when you're ready, reverse the direction. So same thing, we're warming up the ankles, the feet and the knees. 2, 3, 4, 5, big. You can make them small or as big, so that each rep go a little bit more. 1 more here, and 8. Okay, coming up. So the second element, apart from warming up, is going to be working on getting your knees strong when they go past your toes, so knees over toes. So one of my favorite exercises for this is the Peterson step up. Now I've just got some books that I had lying around, and I'm going to use that as my platform. If you have a block, that's probably more ideal, or just a step. So you're going to step 1 foot onto the block or the books, other leg is in front here. Now from here, we're going to stand up tall. We're going to bend the standing leg as much as we need to get that other heel to tap the ground and come up. So you might start with a pretty small step, and you can slowly increase it a little bit more towards like a block size, a yoga block. So you can start here, keep going, little taps, trying to get the heel to tap just a little way in front. So you can see the knee has to bend past the standing toe. I'm going to keep going here. We're going to do about 20 of these. Seems like a lot, but it's important that this is going to work on strengthening our knee joint, especially for those stairs where the knees have to track past the toes. Let's do 10 more. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. And then we're going to switch. So it's not ideal, the books I have, but I'm just going to go with what I've got lying around and not use it as a barrier to not do it. So let's go. It's going to feel different left to right. We want to make sure our hips stay level, so we're not like dropping the hip. We don't want to do that. it's coming from this standing knee. So you might feel different things. You might feel a bit stiff in the ankle, or the knee might feel funny going that low if we're not used to it. So just takes practice. These exercises you can definitely do every day, every second day if you really want to keep consistent. Let's do 10 more. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 coming up. So then we're going to do some ankle rises next. So we're going to stick with this element of knees over toes still. So for the ankle rises, I'm going to grab a wall. I'm going to use here, and I'm going to step my feet back so that my knees are in front of my toes. From here, you can do double leg or single. We're going to press 10 each side, rising up onto the big toe and down. So you can tell I'm not going to do this on the glass, but you want, so I'm not going to do it on the glass, but you want, just to show you the profile, you want to walk your feet back behind your knees and then elevate your heels like that. Okay, so let's go for 10 each side, and if you find that too much, you can always do 20 but with a double leg. Okay, so I'm going to walk back, one leg, let's go, 10, 9, really getting up into the big toe, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Switch sides when you're ready. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 1. As full range as you can. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay. Awesome. So if you're doing this routine and you want to break it down, you could do that, say 3 or 4 rounds. We're going to move on for today for the next thing, so I can show you a whole range of exercises that are going to be perfect for strengthening dodgy knees. So we're going to go into the bridge, and I'm going to show you a couple of my favorite variations specific for knee strength. So when you're ready, coming onto your back, you will need something to squeeze between your knees. I just found this Airbnb a roller, so I'm going to put the roller between my knees and I'm going to squeeze my knees in here. So from here, I'm going to tuck my tailbone a little bit so my glutes engage, squeeze my knees, and then lift my hips up. I'm going to hold here, maintaining the squeeze. I bring my hands to the front here to keep the level, and then one at a time from the knee without changing the height of the knee. I'm just going to extend my leg. Yeah? Let's go for 10. 10. Hips stay level. 9. 8. 7. Engage the glutes. 6. Just really working on knee stability. 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. And I'm going to come down. The next exercise in bridge, which I really like, that's going to give us a bit more of a hamstring workout, you're going to have to elevate your heels. So I've just got this chair here, which I'm going to put here. You can choose your height that feels good for you. I'm going to come back down, and this time I'm going to bring my heels onto the chair, hip width apart. Again, if I want to bring the roller to squeeze, I might want to do that here, or a block, whatever's going to work for you. From here, tuck the tailbone, squeeze your bottom, push through the heels and press up. A little pause and come down. We've got 10. 9. The further away the chair, the more hamstring engagement there's going to be. 8. Keep squeezing. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Nice work. Again, I would do probably around 3 to 4 rounds of those drills. All right, Moving on. Some functional work, especially through our hips, is really important because in reality, we need to be able to move our whole body. We need our knees to work well with our hips. Often when we have weak glutes, weak hips and limited range of motion in our hips, other areas have to compensate. So we're going to do a lunge. Now I know if you've got dodgy knees, often you don't like kneeling. So if you need to grab a cushion and put your knee down onto the cushion, you can do that. We're going to come into a lunge here. Make sure you're not on a tightrope, so each foot is in its own lane. And again, if you need a chair either side of you for support here, you can do that. You're going to tuck the back toe. We're going to tuck under in the tailbone to really get this hip extending so our glute is on. This is also working on glute work. And then from here, we're going to go straight up. So we're going to push evenly through both legs. If you need to hold on to something for support, you can. Pressing up. Really tuck under and lengthen the front of the hip and then come down with control. So no heaving forward, back, using your ribs, things like that. Tuck under, press, keeping that tuck and down. And again, evenly through both legs. 2, 3, tuck under, squeeze your bottom. 4, 5, and even if you can't do full range here, you might only go down to here and you might put a block underneath and just go to here and then press up, tap and up. So bring the ground up towards you if you're limited in range. That doesn't mean you can't do the exercise. You can also really bring the chair close and use it and push down for that little bit of extra support. One more here and then we're going to switch. So bring the knee down here, forward, we tuck under. Here, my ribs are relaxed, I go straight up, evenly through both legs. 1, 2, 3, hips square. Squeezing this bottom, this one that's tucking under, this back leg. If it helps, you can exhale on the hard parts. It exhales, you press up. Last one. Finish it off here. And then you can come up to standing if you like there, straight up. All right. Again, 3 to 4 rounds for a good time to really work on your strength. And we're going to finish today with some balance drill. So really important that we don't forget about our feet and our ankles, making sure we're barefoot so we can feel the earth. We're going to stand on one leg here. Now from here, we're going to do a little clock. So I'm going to bend the standing leg, reach the other leg as far forward as I can. I'm going to really play. If I lean back, how much forward can I get? And then I'm going to come up. Then I'm going to come out to the side. How far can I reach? How far? And then I come up. I do it to the back. And I can either lean forward, kind of counter, and come up. And then behind the leg, this is the tricky one, reach and play around with how far I can reach the opposite way. See if that helps. And come up. 2 more rounds on this side. Forward. Out. Again, I could have a stick here to help support me. So depending on how dodgy your knees are feeling, you just find the level that's going to work for you. You can even keep this really small, or you can really challenge your range. Back, up, and behind. Whoop, and up. And again, if you fall, just come back into it. All right, let's do the other side. So standing on the leg, reaching to the front. Side. So we don't want to forget about our ankles and feet. If we want to really overcome any knee issues, we have to take a holistic approach, whole body approach. 2. Usually we get these issues because our body is compensating in some way. All right, one more round here. And you can do these balance exercises daily. Totally can do these as separate exercises or all as one. And then do your few rounds. And do one more round for good measure. You can keep it small or big. Back and behind. Awesome. All right, so if you actually train these exercises, do them really consistently, your knees will get stronger and they will get more mobile. And not just your knees, but your hips, your feet, and your ankles, which is a whole body approach to your joint health. So let me know how that was for you. I hope that was helpful, and I look forward to moving with you in a future video.